Greetings, YouTube. So, hundreds of people gathered in Washington State to protest about vaccines. Not to protest for them, mind, to protest against them. So, I'd like to quote Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is leader of the anti-MMR movement, claims, "We don't know the risk profile of the MMR vaccine," said Kennedy. "There's no safety testing for the vaccine." Now, I'm going to call Mr. Kennedy on the complete and utter bullshit of that statement. And actually, I'm going to put it out there that there is probably nothing we understand better in medical science than vaccines. Because vaccines could be said to be the first true medical innovation ever invented by humanity. Or at least discovered by humanity, because it was the cowpox caught by milkmaids that gave us the idea to create a vaccine against smallpox. Because if you have a if you've gotten cowpox, which won't kill a human, you are then immune to smallpox. Hey, look at that. These things are similar. Let's research it. And we did. And we've been testing that kind of stuff forever. So there's nothing in medical science that we understand better than vaccines. And vaccines are safe. And I am sick and tired of the idiocy, both on the right and the left, around vaccines. All because of a famous person, Jenny McCarthy, who is one of these idiots, talking about her ignorance of vaccines, and Andrew Wakefield. Now remember, Andrew Wakefield is the guy that started this whole controversy. And his study was fabricated. Fabricated, as in made up out of whole cloth. There is no science in Wakefield's study. Do you know why he wrote his study? He wrote his study so that people would not use the 3-stage MMR vaccine and use the single-stage MMR vaccine that he was trying to sell. So his fabricated study was an ad for himself. And because of that fabricated study, people are dying. Children's lives are being ruined. There are people, teenagers, showing up on subreddits trying to find ways of getting themselves vaccines because they are now old enough to understand their parents are idiots who didn't get them the vaccines they need to survive in the modern world. Vaccinate your child. Get out there, get your kid vaccinated. They need them. And I know what people are going to say. Herd immunity. Herd immunity only works when you're above the 95% rate, which means everybody has to get vaccinated. Because you never know who doesn't. There are rare cases of medical exclusions for vaccines. And I don't mean a parent saying, "Doctor, I'd like a medical exception." No. I mean a doctor says, this child cannot have a vaccine for X, Y, and Z. But those are very rare. And unless a child has such a medical exemption from a legitimate doctor, every child should be required to have all of their vaccinations. All of them. No exception. Ever. And if a parent flatly refuses, I'm okay with taking those children away from that parent. Because that parent is guilty of medical neglect and child endangerment. And that should be enough reason for the state to step up and say, no, you don't get to be a parent anymore. You've proven that you don't care about the well-being of this child, nor the well-being of the children in your community, and or the people who can't have vaccinations. Because their immune systems have been compromised due to disease and age. Or in some cases, youth. Because children who are very young, who are not old enough for their vaccines, can be killed by the diseases that most of us are protected from. Now realize that the parents out there who are saying these things have been vaccinated because their parents were smart. Their parents saw what happened when you didn't vaccinate people. They had their eyes on people crippled and killed by these diseases. But the parents of these current crop grew up in a world where that wasn't a problem because they were vaccinated. And if you have any friends out there who are anti-vaxxers, zip, cut them out of your life. Completely. Isolate them. Family members, I don't care who they are. I lost one of my best friends to this bullshit. He told me at breakfast that he wasn't going to vaccinate his kid. That same day, I cut him out of my life. Boom! Gone. And I have never spoke to him since, nor will I. He made an immoral choice. And in my opinion, which should be an illegal choice. And I cannot endorse that, nor can I stay friends with someone that would put his child and the community at large in danger. Because it's based on ignorance. Vaccinate your children. And if any anti-vaxxers show up in the comments below, you're just going to be hidden and blocked. Period. I am not going to engage with your absurdity. You are wrong. And I'm not going to listen to your bullshit. Talk to a doctor. 5 minutes of Google research will show you that yes, the MMRs have been tested to the ends and back, and they are safe. You've latched onto something which is a conspiracy theory. And many of those are harmless. But this one isn't. This one's going to kill children. Maybe yours, maybe someone else's. And it's your fault. You're to blame. Because you're a crappy parent.